Hello and good morning and welcome to day 5 of what's on my desk. And if you've been following along, you'll know that this is a little challenge that was thrown out by Tina at Shabbydabbydoodah on Monday, and she just said if anybody would like to join in and craft along with me, that'll be absolutely great. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. So as the days go by, it's getting more and more difficult to think about what I'm going to be able to do. And as you know, I don't have a lot on my desk. So I'm reaching into my stack of bits and pieces that are on the cupboard at the side of my desk. Now this is a piece that was actually in this box here, which is, just have to watch out for my cup of tea there. I've got a nice peppermint tea going on in case I get a bit of, get a little cough or get a bit of a frog in the throat as I'm going along. Yeah, so we did pick this out of the box the other day, and I thought, oh no, I want to keep that because this is a lovely little idea. And this is the stash, so I'll just put that to one side. So this is the stash that I'm using. So pop that on there. And this is what I'm going to attempt to make. Now, I do have a little box of ephemera that I've made for various things. And this is one that I've made for a folio that I started in the summer and I haven't really completed. And I'm using this vintage Tanner's paper from Shabbydabbydoodah for this. And this is just a little piece of ephemera, and I can't remember. I mean, it could have been one of the mass makes from Tina, I can't remember. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to attempt to make. And I thought, yeah, I'll be able to make those. And then I thought, well, it's quite quick, isn't it, really? So maybe I should make 2. And obviously I've covered these. I think I've covered them. Yeah, I've covered card to make these. And I thought, well, I can't actually bring in card, can I? Because that will be cheating. So I've got to go back to the stash. So this obviously I can use because it was in that box there, which is the only bits of junk I have on my desk. And then I thought, well, this is card, but I don't want to use that because I quite like it. And then these are all too thin. And then I remembered that down at the bottom of the stash, I've got this one, which is white. And then I thought, well, you know, I could always coffee dye that, or I could always dye it with the red food dye. And then I remembered these girls, which were on card. And I thought, well, I'm sure there was another sheet of that somewhere. So, yeah, there it is. So I'm going to use this because, you know, apart from those 3 at the top there, I won't use these blue people because, you know, blue is just not my colour for Christmas. So, yeah, so I'm going to make another one of these. So all it is a square, which is, let's measure in inches, 6 by 6. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just put that in the corner like that. And I'm going to use my pencil. I'm going to mark that there. And I'm going to mark that there. And I'm going to mark it there. And I'm going to cut these girls' heads off, which is a bit cruel, isn't it? So I'm going to use my craft knife for this because sadly I don't want to tell a lie. I do have a cutting board, a cutter, a big cutter, but it's huge, and to be honest, I don't want to have to get it out. I do get it out, but only when I've got several things to do all in one go. So I'll just use my craft knife, make sure I don't cut my fingers off. And this ruler's got a a metal strip in it. So there we are. So that will just go down there, and then just pop that on there. Yeah, so I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this because, you know, obviously I can't bring in card because, yeah, as I just said, that'd be cheating, wouldn't it? So, yeah, a little light bulb moment, and here we are. So I've still, you know, I could still use those at a push, I suppose, if I needed to. But there we are. So we'll pop them in there. And yeah. So this is all going to be covered anyway. So we need to start by folding it in half. And I think the thing we need to do is we'll put that ruler away because it's no good for what I'm going to do next. We need to cut it in half because if we don't, yeah, we need to fold it in half. Sorry, I'm talking nonsense now. We need to fold it in half, and it needs a little score because if we don't score it, it's going to crack, isn't it? So there's no inches on there. I'm a big fan of inches, you know, it's my age, I suppose. So that's 3 inches. Oh, that's 3 inches. So we'll just score down there. I'll put my scoring knife away, didn't I? Oh, no, I don't want that yet. I want my scissors just to score down here because I don't have a scoreboard, as you probably know by now. So just one line down there. Oh, maybe need a bit more than one line down there actually. Where is it? There it is. Oh no, that's all right. Just give myself a little bit of a bend in there so that it doesn't, a little bit of a score so that when I bend it, it doesn't crack. So there we are. Yeah, so that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Now, I can't remember what I did last time when I made those other ones. Whether so we've definitely covered them. So what I've done is I've covered each one. Right, I've covered that whole side. I've covered that whole side. Yeah, I've just covered them. So we need to cover them before we cut them. So, well, this is already cut because that was a template. And thank goodness I've got that template because I wouldn't have remembered how to do it. So I'll just have a little sip of my tea and try not to choke myself on the... Oh my word, that's lovely. Try not to choke myself on the leaves. So we'll go back to the stash now. Now I could cover them with coffee dyed paper and I could cover them with music paper, but I actually thought I might use some of this paper because, and the reason this is in the stash is because it's only one-sided and you know, it would have needed coffee dyeing unless I'm going to use it for something like this. So I think I'm going to use, yeah, those two. I'm not fond of that one for some reason. I don't know why. Poor thing's not done anything to me, has it? But yeah, well, I need to cover both of them, don't I? If I've got time. So we'll take out those 4 and see what happens. And something on the floor down here. Just a piece of, ooh, there goes my tea. Just a piece of paper. Right, so we'll start with this one. Pop those over there. Now then, what you need to think about is where you want your opening and where you want your close, you know, where you want a pocket. So if that's your pocket, that's going to be your flap there. Now you can put your flap over that way, or you can put your flap over that way. You can glue this down onto your page and have it like that as a loose thing, or you can have it over the edge of your page, which I quite like the idea of actually. So it's up to you, but what you have to think about is when you cover it, where is that fancy flowery bit going to be when you fold it over? See what I mean? So I think we need it to be about there really. So yeah, so what I'm just going to put glue on this and stick it down basically, and go from there. And you know, working on the hoof again because it's such a long time since I made the other ones that I've just shown you, that to be honest I can't remember how I did it, and I could have watched a video to remind myself, but I haven't had the time really this morning. So and I thought, well, the whole point of this really is winging it, isn't it? Working on the hoof. So I'll just put the lid back on the glue. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll have it that way up, and then I can sort of see the pattern through it. So I'm going to go about there, and I'm just going to glue that down. Get my glue spreader. And there we are. And then we'll trim that off. So yeah, so I've said in previous videos of this series that I you know, whilst I'm quite capable of hoofing it, working on the hoof, it's not my preferred method of working, because you know, all my training, everything I've ever done has always been about planning. So if you, what is it, plan, prepare to, if you don't plan, I can't remember the little saying now. I'm going to keep that. But if you're not planned, you know, prepare to fail. That was the way it went, wasn't it? So there we are. That's stage one. And there's the fold there. And there's the line of cutting. So let's reinforce that fold. And then we can just cut down here. Now I could just cut with the scissors actually, because I can see where that fold is, where that cut is. So just very carefully up to the line, and there we go. So, oh, fabulous, I love it. Isn't that great? And then that's going around the back. And then this then is your journaling space, isn't it? So it's fabulous, I love it. And like I said, over the edge of a page, that's going to look lovely, isn't it? So now this isn't too bad, really. It's not a bad match, but I think we'll cover it just to make it look a bit nicer. So I'll just go down there like that. Just go down there like that. And that's okay. Now we've got to decide what to cover this side with, and that isn't big enough. I mean, it is actually big enough, because if you think about it, that is going to be under there. That's going to be folded, so we could use that. Yeah, we can use this. This is fine. So let's just glue this top part onto here like that, because everything that's under there is going to be hidden in that pocket. So if it only comes down to here, that's fine. So yeah, okay, there we go. So I don't know whether you can hear Jess, she's having a right old moan in the background. Oh, there she goes, can you hear her? She's not been for a walk yet, although, you know, she's had a breakfast. I'm going to do it that way up, and then I get the most of the star. She's had a breakfast, she's had umpteen little treats. I said to her just before when I went down to make my cup of tea, you're going to be the size of a house before much longer. All these treats. She's listening to every word I'm saying and having a right. Oh no, that's fine, isn't it? Because that's going to be hidden. Yeah, having a right old moan in the corner there. Let's trim that. Trim that. There we are. So we can see there where the line is, and we'll just cut that carefully. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That's going back that way. No, I don't know what I've done there. I've made a little squidgy bit there. There we are. I can hear the birds singing. So I've got a bit of a bump there. I don't know how that's happened. There we are. And I've got a bit of white showing there, but I think once that's been glued, I think that'll be fine. I might just a tiny trim off there. There we are. Got another bump there. That's it. Yeah, look at that. How easy was that? Right, those can go in there. So let's go to our tacky glue now. Oh my word. And just glue down here. So all we're doing is gluing along here and along here. Well, that's not very straight, is it? It's a good job my life didn't depend on that. Oh no, what have I done? My wet wipe. I put a wet wipe on the radiator before, and of course I didn't collect it, and to be honest I think it would still be wet. So yeah, so there we are. Now I've got an annoying little bit there which I don't like, but there we are, that's folded around now. I'll probably it'll be fine once it's been inked. Now the question is, are we inking with red? Or are we inking with Vintage Photo? I think we'll go with the red. So we'll start on this side. See what happens. Seems there's quite a lot of ink on that at the moment. I like it. I like it. There we are. Ooh, that's kind of done. Just need to squeeze that a little bit more. Wipe that glue off there. That's it, that's fine. What a silly girl. I should have inked that before I glued it, but there we go. You know, can't all be perfect, can we? And I could put a bit of lace on the top of there, probably, which will be fine. See, part of me's not, well, I'm not sure about this red. I mean, it's all right. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it, but part of me sort of leans towards the Vintage Photo, I have to say. But it's a Christmas journal, so I think once it's all together, once it's all been, oh, my thingy's inside there now, so we'll just put that there and sort that out later. Yeah, so there's the first one. So let's find the box with the bits and pieces in. Where's that? Here it is. So yeah, I've got some, I haven't got any lace left, but I did say that I was allowed to reach into this cupboard, didn't I, beside me. So I've got these girls. Now they're too big as they stand, but I could trim them. Now she's a bit off centre, so she's a no-go. I'll put that in there for now. But they could be trimmed, couldn't they? And once they're trimmed, I think they'll be all right in there, because they're not that much, you know, they're not that much bigger. So I need my craft knife now, and it's falling apart. Oh, I'm not going to mess about with that. I'll just get the other craft knife. Oh. I must have moved it. Must have moved it when I got my new craft knife. So here it is. It's not far. So what's she like height-wise? Yeah, she's all right. Might trim a bit off her bottom. If you excuse that expression. And pop those back in there. So we've got her and her. So shall we have this one? Or this one? They both look a bit miserable, don't they? Let's have this one. Okay. So we'll use the line. We'll just take a bit off. Well, we won't take that much off. We'll take about half that off. There we are. So where's the ruler now? There it is. So you should always put things back, shouldn't you, really? Where they belong, and then you know where they are. There we are. So that's about half of that centimetre, about half a centimetre, I would say. There we are. To be honest, I prefer this knife to that other one. It's so much more sturdy. And I think I might ink her up in Vintage Photo because she's already got a bit of Vintage Photo around her edging. There we are, that's easy enough. I don't want to trim her feet off. So I might have to. Look, she fits in there all right now, doesn't she? I mean, she's all right over once she's got a thing in. It doesn't matter that she's overlapping the top. So let's grab the let's grab my new toy and put that hole in. There. Oh gosh, I can't see what I'm doing now. Oh, she's got a... There it goes. There we are. It's about there, I think. Yeah, perfect. Spot on. And then I'll just reach down here and pull some of this, which is that red that we've been using. Let's tidy up after ourselves. Right, so we'll just ink her now. Having said that now, I'm going to go with the red. Indecision. And then, because there's not a lot of ink on here, I'm just gonna, dreadful English, I'm just going to just take the stark white off the back of this because, you know, I don't want to have to back her really because it's time consuming. So that's fine, that's just taken off the, just taken the edge off that stark white, hasn't it? So let's put the ribbon through here. Let's tidy up after ourselves, and that's gone straight into the bin. And let's pop this through this little hole. Well, I'm not going to bother putting an eyelet in there. I could, but I don't think it's necessary really. So there we are. That's it. Is that a bit long? Maybe. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, that's another reason. It's a bit of a tight fit in there. So if I put a backing on there, it's going to be even tighter. So a little bit of lace across the top of there, I think. So this is the lace that we've been using. So I'm just going to use this edge here. So I'll cut it about there. And then I'm just going to cut this straight down here on that line. And pop that along the top of there. And then that means it's not, you know, you don't really notice that I've forgotten to ink that. So how are we off for time? 29 minutes. So I think we're going to stop with this one and just do the one because I'm trying to keep these videos to about half an hour. So I think that'll be fine. So we'll just pop this on. And I might see if there's a bit of bling in that box. Pop the top back on the Shabbydabbydoodah. Nice. There we are. Stickiness here. Let's get a wet one. Ooh, watch my tea. Have a sip of this tea now. So pepperminty, it's absolutely lovely. Right, where's that box? Oh, I put it in here, didn't I? And there's the little... Do you want a bit of bling on there? Oh, I've got lace stuck to me now. I can't get it off. Look, there's just 3 on the end of there. That's perfect. So we'll just snip some of these little ends off, these little beady ends. And the other side. And then teensy weensy bit more Shabbydabbydoodah. Don't want to go too mad. There. Oh, there it comes. Not quite sure whether it's come out or not. Pop that on there. Pop the lid back on, Mr. Shabbydabbydoodah. Knock everything over. Just wipe my fingers. Oops, getting in a mess now. So just pulling this journal, or what's starting to become my journal, and there she is. So she's going to have to go in the back because she's going that way. So she could go on the edge of the page like that and just hang over, and just attach her with a paper clip. And then, yeah, she'll be super on there, won't she? And then there's all that journaling space in there, and journaling space in there, and if you wanted to, journaling space hidden underneath the tag. So there she is, and isn't she lovely? So that's a really small project. I mean, I've still got this one which I can still do, so I'll pop that in there. I'll pop her back in the box, and there she is. So thank you for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed that, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 6. Okie doke, bye.